close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. A gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We play at the levels of Letterman jocks. Pins on the jacket, the man's abundant. The point of the road was banned and rugged. Hushing, I'm applying no pants in London. The products are not being scared of some judgment. Gotta stay in the cut you off if you ain't making the cut. Couldn't tell you who the hell is behind us. You start to forget when you stay in the front of it's up. And it's up for grabs, no remorse of who I'm taking it from. Numbers I give on my scoreboard is the only form of us staying in touch, that's staying enough. It's time to receive for all of the favors I've done. Too late for y'all to switch teams, everybody getting big leagues. Product flying out the shelf, what's in store for us? Known to hit a hole in one, look at the crowd and shoulder shrug. Shots are limited, I'm scared mango with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whatever, boy, you know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. A gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We play at the levels of Letterman jocks. Shout out to Steve. The boy getting love from the harsh critics. Strauss hit me bi-weekly to tell me keep taking it further. You aren't finished and I gotta listen. Any son of believing and see that I'm actually breathing and doing it real time. Love to pull an idea out thin air, act on it and profit in real life. If we not aligned, don't present me a dotted line. Yeah, I'm a QB, but I ain't handing out nothing for someone to monetize. And it goes to the birds too. Can't give it a time if a dollar so caught her eyes. They get XL for they added potential to be my ex. I know all the plays, I'm a seasoned vet. Yeah. Always showing up, known to hit a hole in one. Look at the crowd and shoulder shrug. Shots are limited, I'm scared mango with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whoever, boy, you know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. A gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We play at the levels of Letterman jocks. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang all out, Iwo Jima got one flag. Yeah.
Some people love me, and they don't even know I have a hard time loving myself. Some people judge me, and they don't even know I have a hard time judging myself. Life gets ugly, but I got a paintbrush and paint a pretty smile on myself. Mouth stay shut even when I need help. In too deep in the water, Mike Phelps. Swimming lessons, I still got many unanswered questions. Sick of the anger, sick of depression. Wanna be grateful, count your blessings. Just give me my salad, you keep the dressing. Cause I'm cream of the crop, he paid the price, I'm worth a lot. He told me go, why would I stop? Rest on my thoughts, jump off the tire rope. D'Lo Brown with the frog splash. Leaps of faith, what I call that. If you hit my line for the old me, when I hang up on you, don't call back. I ain't gon' block my blessings, I'd rather block your number. Life taught me so many lessons, Been down bad, never under. That's breath in my lungs. Some people die young, where I come from. Woke up and gave thanks to Father and Son. Filled with the Spirit, I shine like the sun. Ghost in me, but I ain't haunted. Bad vibes, keep them, don't want it. Pride hard to swallow, doggone it. And you were really never my opponent. I'm fighting evil, man, they hearts black. They wanted my life, told them back. Got an itch for sin, can't scratch that. Keep the truth loaded in the black gap. Just know if I said it, I'm in it, and they gon' take it back. Learn the game brighter than my granddaddy's Cadillac. Young man, old song, imagine that. Ain't in my control, gotta pray, let them handle that. God hit my line, get me to play. Roger that, gang torn, you hate like a running back. If you ain't catch everything I said, better run it back. Eating up this beat, break bread, where your sandwich at, y'all? Thought I was done? No, this beat ain't like Kobe, I'm too full. My God, sick old mode, he too cold. I'm skating on beats, froze on with the flow. heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message, homie, ain't no flexing on me. My attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I want the money, the power, respect, and I heard you know so-and-so, you not a threat, cause I really know so-and-so. They like my family, so they go pretend that they cool till they bust at your motherfucking chest. I'm getting gutter, my flow been like butter, my check in the bank. They see the number, all of my haters feel one of two ways. Really upset or they show some respect. I can't even think about it, I've been up, so read about it. No beat around it, straight to it, no ring around it. You coming for me, we'll see about it. We'll never see it when I get my feet up. 100 meters where I run the fee up, and go ka-ching and on a pia. I had to re-up on a reel, so you stay the feeder, and put it back into the bit, cause I don't really need it. I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message, homie, ain't no flexing on me. My attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I had to put all their egos in check. You're not entitled to anything else. I get 10 years of this under my belt. Your art is an art, they don't feel it, and nobody hears it. An issue to stay on the shelf. Your ego done got in the way. It gotta die today. It gotta go. You should be happy I lighten the load. The weight of your arrogance, heavy as stone. I make an appearance, they already know. That chip on your shoulder gon' crumble and fold, yeah. It's not a secret that you have been fearing the shit that I'm on, so you back to the brag and the boast. But I'm in a class of my own. I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message, homie, ain't no flexing on me. My attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check.
Hey yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted, and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience and the pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. Bought my chicken and it's rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing yet. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, man, we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ. Guys, hang on one second. Guys, I gotta fix this chair. This is an expensive chair, and it just slowly sinks over time. I don't know why, but what is going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in from the bottom of my heart to do 2 hours of TA with your boy Frankie Candles and the rest of the CandleMafia. And oh my God, Bitcoin is going to zero. No, really, it might be going to zero, guys. No, I'm just kidding, guys. We obviously have gotten a little bit of a move down on Bitcoin. And in today's video, or in today's live stream, I want to talk about where price is likely to go from here. If you guys remember to last week, you will know that we were kind of looking for either a move up or down. I was kind of neutral on Friday, not knowing if we were going to get a retracement to the upside first or a push to the downside first. But we were looking for very specific things in both situations to help us best profit on the move down or the move up. And we did get the move down first. However, we are starting to see some of those things we were looking at on Friday starting to potentially set up here. Now, I don't want anyone getting super excited like we're setting up for this massive bounce to the moon. But if we do wind up getting a bounce here, and I'm going to talk about some of the things on the charts that might call for a bounce, this is definitely not a moonshot here, guys. This is definitely going to be more of, if we do get a bounce, I am looking for it to be a very lackluster move before rolling back down and coming to the downside. We have the key levels to the upside that we're looking for if we do get the bounce. Checking out those resistance levels that we want to be looking for those shorts at. And more importantly, I want to talk about those lower levels on Bitcoin that we could be on the way to go visit if we continue to get this move down. And most of all, I want to take a look at Ethereum, guys, because if you remember over the past couple of days, we were looking at some very specific levels on Ethereum, and we have actually come down to touch those levels. It was kind of a toss-up here for the thumbnail because I kind of wanted to put an Ethereum logo with the crystal ball, but obviously Solana starting to get a move to the downside as well based off of the FTX dumping fears. We'll talk about that a little bit as well on the show, but I want to take a look at all that, guys. Shout out to Golden. Shout out to Golden for getting those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Absolutely unbelievable. Golden, I know you are talking with Tony D. I still need to talk to you. I'm just going to hop on Tony D's Discord account and contact you through there. But shout out to Golden. Thank you so much for those those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. I appreciate you so much, bro. Out here giving memberships to everybody. If you're new here, guys, Golden has gifted like over 100 memberships on every single live stream. Hey, shout out to Crypto Lifer. Let's go. Crypto Lifer gifting another 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Lifer, my dude. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. I now think that everybody who's ever watched this live stream now has a Frankie Candles membership. Shout out to Lifer. Shout out to Golden, guys. Shout out to Lifer. What is going on, bro? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you for hanging out with me tonight, bro. I really do appreciate you. We got to get you on the show again here soon. But yeah, shout out to Lifer, man. God, the memberships are insane lately. Unbelievable. Golden, you're starting a very, very much needed train here, and that is the Frankie Candles membership train. Shout out to you guys. And yeah, God, unbelievable. People still getting memberships. 101 chat rate right now, just because the memberships are flying like crazy. But guys, before we jump into it, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes, not every single, I guess every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. The more spins, the more wins, the more wins, the more free stuff for you. And you never know. On last week's giveaways, we got through the giveaways, and then we just picked someone from the chat and went on a little bit of a Frankie Candles merch shopping spree, and we got him a hat and a sweatshirt, and we're gonna start doing that more often. I think it'd be cool to just kind of randomly select people. I don't know, maybe we have a crazy word that we keep in mind, and then someone says that word randomly, and we just pick you, and we go on a shopping spree in the merch store. I don't know, but shout out to the CandleMafia. Smash that like button if you have not already. And before we jump into it, let's say what's up to the Mafia. And then we'll jump right into the charts and try to break down what the heck this thing Bitcoin's going to do. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Who do we got in here? Well, first off, shout out to Crypto Lifer. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Thank you for hanging out with us. And thank you so much for those memberships, bro. I really appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Go check out Lifer. We love Lifer. And again, bro, we got to get you on the show here soon. I think you're due for an appearance, I believe. So shout out to you. We're going to have to try to figure that out. And so shout out to Crypto Lifer. We got Bully Barry in the chat getting a membership from Crypto Lifer. Let's get it. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Jam. Cesar Gonzalez also gifted a membership by Crypto Lifer. And the 50 memberships that Golden gave away. Shout out to Golden. As always, bro, much appreciated. Like one of the biggest supporters recently. I really do appreciate you so much. And yeah, bro, I need to get to the bottom of this. I need to talk to you, bro. I just need to know. I need to know where you came from and why you're such a good guy. Shout out to Golden or girl. We don't even know. But shout out to Golden. Thank you so much, bro. Shout out to Logan Walker. What is going on? Says, give us the juice. Logan, unfortunately, I don't think I can give you the juice, but I can give you the sauce. I can't give you the sauce. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. We got Bro Tip shouting out Lifer. Let's go. Shout out to Logan Walker. We already shouted you out. Morel. What is going on, Morel? Speaking of giving away merch, shout out to Morel. I appreciate you for tuning in. We got Anthony Soprano, guys. Show him some respect in the chat. You don't want to disrespect Tony Soprano. And shout out to Crypto Lifer for joining the muscle. Not only is he giving the memberships, he's also part of the Mafia. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Lifer. Shout out to the Lifers out there in chat. And shout out to Alex O. What is going on, bro? Good to see you, man. What is going on? Oh, baby. Shout out to Arizona. Why did I say that? Shout out to Arizona. Said, Frankie, I made it. What is going on, bro? We got Dave Digital, Bro Tip. We got Matt in the chat. And without further ado, guys, last but not least, we got Butsinator in the chat. Butsinator, good to see you, bro. Let's go. Shout out to you. We got Darren Does Things. What is going on, bro? But without further ado, guys, Anthony Soprano says, that means we got to get into the chart. So shout out to Anthony Soprano. And without further ado, guys, for real, before we jump in, I just want to say thank you so much for the support, guys. Lifer, the memberships, Golden, the memberships over the past few weeks have been absolutely insane. I endlessly appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And in return, I'm here to give you guys the sauce. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the charts and figure out what the heck this thing Bitcoin is planning on doing. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Here we go. So here we are on the Bitcoin chart. And yeah, guys, I'll keep it simple today. It's going to zero. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. First off, let's go ahead and pull up that live stream chart right here. And I want to go ahead and hide some of this TA and just go ahead and start off on the weekly chart. I want to start on the weekly and work our way down, kind of check in. It's Monday. It's a new week. We have some higher time frames that have printed new candles, giving us, shout out to Golden, said, give us the sauce. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. But shout out to Mr. Cookie Redman. Yeah, God, chat is popping right now. Shout out to you guys. But I want to start off on the weekly as we started a new trading week. And I want to talk about, as some of these higher time frames have kind of reset themselves, I want to talk about kind of what we got going on the higher time frames, Has the sentiment shifted? Hint, hint, not really. Shout out to Dave Digital. Said, okay, that's it for TA. Any questions? Shout out to Dave Digital. Dave, did I miss a super chat from you before? I feel like Dave has been out there sending so many super chats. Says, what's wrong, boss? Shout out to Dave Digital. I don't know. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. We're out here on the Frankie Candles live stream. Shout out to Dave Digital. Yeah, shout out to Dave, bro. I appreciate you too, man. You've been sending so many super chats for a while. So I really do appreciate you. And but yeah. Let's go ahead and continue on here and take a look at what we got going on. Now, if you guys remember, you will know kind of my general sentiment on Bitcoin recently has been money flow coming out on the higher time frames makes it more likely that this downtrend will continue. However, we had to be a little bit careful, right? Because although we have the money flow coming out on the higher time frames, we have the VWAPs coming up, which are likely going to print some green dots here on these higher time frames, which could wind up giving us somewhat of a retracement up before we get another move down. Now, we'll talk about what we were looking at on Friday in a second, but what I want to talk about here is on the weekly, right? Money flow finally crossing over into the red. Again, indicating the longer-term trend is more likely to continue to the downside. Yo, shout out to Dave Digital. Is that why you said what's wrong? You said he doesn't do Starbucks. How'd you know I was drinking a cup of Starbucks? This is from this morning. This is ice-cold Starbucks. This is from... Actually, it's not from this morning. It's from 12:30 in the afternoon. But hey, I'm still out here drinking that coffee, baby. Let's go. But let's see. Let's continue on. No Aztecian cactus moss water, guys. I'm out of Aztecian cactus moss water, so we had to go. Go with our little green friend here. Anyway, continuing on. As you know, shout out to Ken Smith. Said, love Frankie and Lifer. Both positive voices in the space. Shout out to Ken Smith. I appreciate you, Kenton. Thank you so much for doing that, bro. Thank you for the super chat. And yeah, I mean, it's one of the most common themes is that the Lifer community and the Mafia are just some of the most positive people in the space, as well as me and Lifer, obviously. And yeah, you guys love the collab, so we're gonna get another collab going here. Shout out to Lifer. Jordy, what is going on, man? Says, watch for CRV founder 100 million loan liquidated at 39 cents. Shout out to Jordy. Thank you for letting us know that. And thank you for the super chat, bro. And shout out to Maybe a Band-Aid, who's another huge supporter, saying, degen the like button like it owes you money. Mafia, go take care of that. Go take care of that like button. He might owe us some money. Shout out to Maybe a Band-Aid and shout out to Jordy and Kenton Smith. Thank you guys so much for all of the support. You guys are the absolute best. But continuing on here, weekly money flow now in the red, guys. This is a pretty bearish sign, right? Now, obviously, this is not, it's not confirmed just yet. We got to wait for another candle to print here. However, this is overall a bearish sign, right? And could indicate more downside. And more specifically, it's indicating that the trend will continue down, right? And this would make sense, right? We talked about this on Friday. We're in September, typically a bearish month for crypto. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed, but typically a bearish month for crypto. We're below the 200-week moving average. We have the death cross on the daily. We have all these money flow coming out not only on the weekly, but also on all of these higher daily time frames, such as the 6-day, which starting to get a little bounce on the money flow there, but this is generally coming out clearly. Your 5-day money flow has crossed back over into the green, but remember, guys, I am being very careful with this. I do think there is more of a likely chance that this will be a fake out into the green before rolling back over into the red. So this is kind of the one time frame on the higher dailies that does have somewhat technically bullish money flow because it's crossing over into the green. But please understand that this is the only time frame doing that. The 4-day crossed over into the red. Pretty bearish money flow on the 4-day. Your 3-day money flow also in the red with your VWAP running right back down into that zero line, looking for another red dot by what looks like sometime soon here, right? Like this VWAP is coming down towards that zero line, so that would be bearish as well as money flow coming out. And then your 2-day money flow is also starting to come back out with a fresh red dot. So understand that 5-day money flow crossing over into the green is kind of like a lonely, kind of lonely out there. It's the only thing crossing over into the green. That's why I'm being very cautious of that being a fake out into the green before coming back into the red. And especially, like, listen here, right? With the money flow crossing over into the green on the 5-day, if we get that 4-day green dot to print, right, and we do wind up getting some kind of a bounce here, which we'll talk about how likely that is, if we do get a bounce to come in here, that money flow is likely to confirm in the green, right? Say you get the green dot here, you get a little push to the upside, then the money flow confirms in the green. But again, I am being more cautious of this kind of just being a lower high before coming back out into the red. And we're not really, we could talk about some lower prices here on Bitcoin. You guys know last week we covered kind of the apocalyptic scenario for Bitcoin. How low could we go if we wind up breaking through all the key support? And we got down to that about $17,300 level. And then that would kind of be the last line of support before we start looking down to lower lows. I do still think that 15.5 is the bottom, but please understand that if we do wind up getting back down to those levels and it looks like we're going to go lower, I will be the first to tell you it looks like lower lows are coming in, and we will have our levels set down there to take advantage of the move. But overall, money flow continuing out on the higher daily time frames. 4-day green dot never confirmed. 3-day green dot wound up not confirming either, right? Or it confirmed on Tuesday, but we never got the red dot. We kind of just bounced on the zero line, and now it is looking like we may want to print another red dot here. So things look pretty bearish, guys. Especially with this fresh red dot on the 2-day, and we're going to talk about the significance of this momentum wave in just a second. But money flow kind of, also on top of that fresh red dot, you could see your money flow locally coming back out here, right? So definitely a more bearish outlook in the medium term, right? Now, again, that 3-day green dot never really gave us anything. That 4-day green dot has not printed yet. So we can still argue that, although the money flow is in the red, we could still potentially see some kind of a retracement in here. And we'll talk about those levels that we'd be looking for those rejections at, which those levels haven't really changed too much. So I'm not going to harp on them too much. But, same sentiment as last week. And let's talk about what we were looking at last week, because last week we were looking at some pretty specific things, right? More specifically, the 12 and the 16-hour bull divs, right? You have your lower lows on your price action, and, over that, it's not just lower lows on your price action, right? You came down to your value area low, consistently putting in those lower lows on your price action, higher lows on the momentum waves. Your money flow was generally trying to come up here. You confirmed the bull div. We did get a move up above that value area low, but we simply just reversed and lost it again, bearishly retested the value area low, and then got one last push to the downside. I don't know if it's one last push, but we got another push back to the downside. And here's the thing. Last week, what we were looking for was like, hey, we had the bull div confirmed, right? And then I believe it was right here, right? On Friday at 8 p.m., we were printing that red dot on the 12-hour. And this is kind of what was making us think like, hey, if we get another push down here, what I would be looking for, right? We were talking about more specifically what I was looking for. And once you get that red dot printing on the 12-hour, which was on Friday at 8 a.m. I apologize, but 8 a.m. But obviously, this takes 12 hours to print, right? So 8 p.m. basically we had that red dot. So with that move, or with that red dot printing there, we didn't know if we were going to get another push to the downside or if it was going to be like a VWAP flip, and you even almost got completely tricked here, right? Because not only did you get the red dot, but you also got an immediate green dot, which was kind of trickery, right? Because you had the red dot, immediate green dot. We could have seen that bull div continue to play out, but then it just got stepped out on again on that red dot. And you guys, we went over this on the live stream on Friday, talking about how weekends are oftentimes when you see that red dot, green dot being played, right? You can see here, Friday, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, right? The whole weekend, you play that red dot, green dot game, and, nothing really happens, right? And then you get that big move up on Tuesday, right? And then you come into the weekend again, game of red dot, green dot, and now obviously we printed a red dot, and we did get the move down. But we were looking for something very specific. Shout out to JR, says, I love the energy, Frankie. I love your energy, JR. I like your initials. His name is Jordan Robertson, if you guys didn't know. But here's the thing. We were looking for something very specific down here, and that was, we were talking about how even if we wind up coming down and we break this low, we could continue to just kind of put in lower lows here, and we could continue to put bullish divergences in on some of these higher time frames, such as the 12-hour, such as the 16-hour, and such as the daily as well. And let me just go ahead and get rid of these lines, come back to the daily. You can see, right? Even if we come down more, you could still potentially put in one of those daily bullish divergences, which again would be a more clear signal to get a move back to the upside. So we could be setting up for that. It does look like we are setting up for something like that, but obviously we have to wait for it to print, right? We're pretty far away from this actually printing, right? We have the red dot confirmed. VWAP still coming straight out, though. Money flow is pretty bearish here, coming as bearish as possible, in my opinion, coming straight out like that. On the daily, 16-hour kind of the same thing, and your 12-hour as well, coming straight out with your money flow. So we really need money flow to start shaping up. But again, once this VWAP starts curving up, that's kind of where you could start to expect maybe you will get that green dot on the momentum wave, giving you one of those bullish divergences on one of the higher time frames. But and that is setting up, right? And I was talking to the premium Discord earlier today, and we were talking about how, or I was talking about how this does look similar kind of to what's happening back here. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to play out like that. But here's the thing. You had back here, right? If you look here, you had bullish divergences coming down into your key level of support, which was your value area low. You had bullish divergences. Let me zoom out here so you guys can see a little better. Where are we, right? So you had bullish divergences, right? Higher lows, lower lows, I believe. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that's not the best example. Oh, we're on the 12-hour. That's why. Going to the 4-hour. So the 4-hour, if you zoom in here, right, what happened? We had price come lower. You have lower lows on your price into your value area low. What was going on Market Cipher B? You have the lower lows on your price into your key level. You have the higher lows on your momentum waves, giving you that bullish divergence. What happened after that? Boom, you get a shot up to the POC where you harshly got rejected, put in the lower high, and then you came for a second test of that value area low. If we come to our current price action, we are seeing something very similar happen. Again, doesn't mean it's going to play out. However, you had your lower lows on your price action as you approach that value area low, higher lows on your momentum waves, giving you that pinch point, which is a bullish divergence, letting you know that you may be able to get a move up. You get a pop over the value area low, flip it to support, bing bong around, and then you make a move for your your point of control, where again, we were rejected, put in a lower high, and take a second attack at that value area low. Very, very similar to what happened right here. And then what happened? We attacked that value area low. We got somewhat of a bounce, but then we wound up breaking down and getting a pretty big move below that value area. Pretty big deviation. But what was going on Market Cipher? We were just putting in more bullish divergence, right? And then that was where we came up and really went to attack that value area high up here closer to 30K. And we are seeing something very, very similar here, right? You see, we had the confirmed 4-hour bull div. Boom, you get a shot to the POC, rejection from the POC, and now you're thinking like, oh my God, we don't want to break the, we don't want to break the bull div, we don't want to break the bull div, and then we break all these lows, sure, but when you come across here, you could still be putting in a massive 4-hour bullish divergence below your value area low. But here's the thing. You don't want to be stuck here, guys, just trying to long every single bull div, right? Like, this is why you can't, listen, if you just went out there and started putting in longs on every single bull div that you saw, you'd probably be able to, now whether you take profit at the right time and manage your trade correctly is a whole nother story. But if you longed every single bull div, at some point you will at some point, you're probably going to wind up in the green. And I'm not saying but you don't want to just blindly trade the bull divs, right? You want to have multiple confirmations, right? And down here, I will say money flow is a little bit less sketchy. Right now, look at the money flow on the 4-hour. Absolute mishmash. Green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. VWAP coming up, though. Once you print this green dot, we could get that 4-hour bull div. And if we're going to get a retracement to the upside, that 4-hour green dot is what I'm going to be watching. And we'll talk about, how high that retracement can go in a second. But that's kind of what we're looking for, right? So on Friday, it was, hey, I don't know if we're going to get that push up right now to higher prices, or if we're going to get another push down to put in another drive of bullish divergence and then get the move. And obviously, we did not get the move up over the weekend, and this push down today has started to put in some of these bigger bull divs. And more specifically, on the dailies, kind of what I'm looking at to actually get a significant move up. Now, also, if you take a look at the 2-day, potentially, if we get a continued move down, the next key, I want to talk about the key levels of support underneath us, right? And I'm going to also relate this to Ethereum and why the volume profiles are so dang important, guys. It's insane. Wait until we pull up. If you guys remember we were talking about getting someone to clip what we were looking at on certain things. I believe it was Friday. We were looking at Ethereum, calling for a very specific price. And you'll see. But it's going to be important to be taking a look at these levels, right? So I want to talk about these for a second. And when looking at the 2-day, guys, I do want to point out, if we get a continued move down, this is the next key level of support. And it is coming in between Again, I don't want to beat a dead horse here because these levels haven't changed. 24,287 to almost 23,800, right? Basically 23,800 to 24,300 is that generally next key level of support. Now, it's a golden pocket retracement on top of the value area high confluence, right? You have your value area high of this previous area of consolidation with that golden pocket retracement level. And that is what makes this such a strong level of support. And, we talk, and I love the volume profiles for this reason, guys, because if you guys watch the stream on Friday, we always talk about this, right? It was the same thing on Ethereum. Very similar setup here. If we approach, Mrs. Candles coming through with the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water for the win. Aztecian Cactus Moss Water. Oh, no free advertising, she said. Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Candles. I appreciate you. You knew I couldn't get through the stream without seeing your hand and getting a little sniff. Oh, God, they smell weird. I don't like them today. Oh, God, they smell like combo. Oh, look at the Mrs. Candles' hands. Let's go. Yo, shout out. Shout out to Mrs. Candles' hand. But got only hand. Shout out to Robert Young. Mrs. Candles, how does it feel to have the most famous hands in America? Oh, she said she thinks mine are not too shabby themselves. But I don't have the cool nails. But thank you, Mrs. Candles. I appreciate you very much. You're the best. I love you. It's a great flavor. This is my favorite one. But guys, oh my God, the hands in chat are insane. I did. Damien, I sniffed them for you. But yeah, shout out to the Mrs. Candles hands in chat. Let me crack this Aztecian Cactus Moss Water, guys. We always talk about the significance of these levels, right? Because not only is this a big level to look for some support, but we know that if we get below this level and we cannot get back above it, we now have this new value area that we can analyze and use to predict where price will go next. Because if we get stuck below that value area high, Creighton C, if you are... Creighton C, if you're in the chat right now, what happens when you get stuck below that value area high? Oh, there we go. ETH at 1549 on Friday's show. Yeah, shout out to Hodl Crypto. You know what I'm talking about. There we go. Right. If we lose this level, guys, and we cannot get back above that value area high, we are going to be looking down towards that POC and potentially that value area low 786 Fibonacci retracement level. Look at the POCs in chat. Let's go. But you guys get 10 points. 5 spins on the wheel because you guys got that question right. Let's go. Oh God, I'm gonna go broke again this week, guys. I have trouble keeping my money in my bank account because it just comes in and then it goes back out to you guys, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But with this value area, guys, we now know that if we get stuck under that value area low, we could potentially come down to the POC. If we get a bounce there or lose this level, we would expect to come down to the value area low 786 retracement level, which I want you guys to remember when we start looking at Ethereum, because this all sounds like fairy dust until it actually plays out, and this exact thing has played out on Ethereum to the dollar. I cannot believe. Actually, I can believe it, but I cannot wait to show you guys. But let's go ahead and continue on. So again, the key levels remain the same. And again, if we continue down, this is the next key level of support. If we get down to this level of support, this is what I would look for. It might get invalidated, but you could potentially look for a 2-day bull div. Because look at this. Price comes down to your key level. You're looking for a bounce already. Maybe you have money flow kind of continuing. Oh, that red dot just disappeared and came back. But if you can confirm this red dot and price comes down to this level and you're able to put in those higher lows on the 2-day with money flow continuing up amongst other confirmations, right? You don't just want to trade based off of that. However, this could be a very, very big place to be looking for some potential long positions, right? So that is the next key level of support. And if we break below, you now have context not only into this being a strong level of support, but again, if you break down below it, you have insight into where price will likely go next. So, things haven't changed kind of in that aspect, right? We're still looking at the same key levels below us, coming from this area of consolidation. And I'm not going to talk about lower levels than that. You guys kind of know that down here at about 17K, there are some other levels that we can look at that are somewhat important, or I should say pretty important. And just to kind of, talk about the volume profiles a little bit more, if we don't talk about them enough, I do just want to point this out, guys. Looking at just the volume profiles, remember we had this macro value area high. Macro value area. I don't know why I said value area high. We had this macro value area. And as we came down and got a bounce to bearishly retest not only the 200-week moving average, which we still remain below, obviously, but we came up to test that 200-week moving average as well as this value area high, as well as some pretty important levels such as the POC here on the local range. I'll pull it right here. You can see you had your POC at 28K. So we came up, tested that POC, closed below the value area high. And at that moment, you're thinking to yourself, it's all a game of volume profiles, guys. Once you get below this value area low or value area high and you can't get back above it, even if we come up and test it again, right? If you can't get back above it, you're expecting to get accepted back into this area of balance. And if you can't get back above this level, obviously we have these local levels in here, right? Based off of this area of consolidation that we just looked at. However, in general, you were expecting to potentially come all the way back down to your macro POC at about 20,250. And if you can't hold that level, you're looking to come down to your value area low, macro value area low at $17,700. And then this, at this point, could be where you wind up coming up and putting in a slightly higher low before getting your halving and then continuing off into the next bull run. So, again, it's just a game of volume profiles. Again, you have all these local levels that we just looked at, right? You have this area consolidation, you have the value area low, the POC and the value area low, or value area high, POC and value area low of that range, which is likely to give you a bunch of turbulence, a bunch of bounces. It's not always going to look as easy and simple as, oh, hey, we bearishly retested the value area high, time to nuke to the POC. Now that is possible, right? But, oftentimes the price is way more messy than that. You're going to come down a little bit. You're going to get a retracement. You're going to come back down, and then you're going to bing bong around. But eventually you're expecting to come to that value area low. And this is why I look at the markets in terms of these volume profiles. And I'll even hammer it home more when we take a look at Ethereum, because you'll see how these levels hit on Ethereum almost perfect. I mean, not almost. They hit perfectly, right? So again, it's all about, for me, zooming out and taking a look at the markets in terms of the volume profiles. And again, it gives you context. Like, hey, we're starting to reject here. Could this be bad? Well, yeah, it's the value area high of the macro range. And if we get accepted into this range, we could be headed towards the POC, which is a big move down, right? So these are, macro levels to the downside all remain exactly the same. And again, let me bring up these levels again. Come on. Where are they at? Where are they at? Come on. It's on the Bitstamp chart. That's why. So here you go, right? You have those levels. Again, POC, value area high, value area low. You're likely to get turbulence in here. But remember, you also have your macro value area within here, and you're looking to potentially come down to the POC, which is right here, at about 20,250, or the value area low, getting closer to about 17K. So, shout out to Nicky94. Shout out to you, bro. He said, BRB, please pause all the sauce until I return. Don't want to miss that Frankie sauce. Shout out to Nicky94. Boo. I appreciate you, bro. And yeah, we'll hang out. We will hang out. We'll hang out right here. Shout out to Anthony Fonseca. Says, does Frankie have a video on volume profiles? I think I need to watch. Well, Anthony, I got some good news for you. Hopefully the mods can print. Maybe the mods can send that link for you. We definitely have videos on the volume profiles, and we will be making more very shortly, just kind of updating and talking a little bit more about them. But we have so many videos on the volume profile. We even have a live stream that we did, a live tutorial on the volume profiles, and literally for like 2 months, people would send me DMs and comment on that video saying that was the most helpful trading tutorial they've ever seen in their life. And I don't say that to gas myself up. Literally, people were saying that. I've never had more positive feedback on a piece of content than that live stream. So I'll be honest, I would point you towards the tutorials, but maybe check out that live stream because people seemed to really kind of have a breakthrough with the volume profiles watching that live stream. So I would definitely say check that out. But I'm just kidding, guys. Nikki, we would wait for you, but we can't. I love you, bro. But let's continue on. So, and again, just to kind of visualize that, right? You guys have this volume profile that's likely where you will get the turbulence to come in at. But again, could be turbulence while you're on the way down to that 20,250 POC and potentially that value area low closer to about 17.8. So there you go, guys. Anthony says, awesome. Got to watch that after. Whatever it takes to make trading work so I can quit my full-time job. Shout out to Anthony Fonseca. Definitely check out all the content on the channel, dude. There is obviously we have the premium Discord, which is super educational. However, if you're just getting started or if you're not ready to spend money on a premium product, like just go check out the YouTube channel, dude. There's so much free stuff on this channel, and it's all based off of the way I trade, right? So, go through all that. There's plenty of free content on here. It's essentially a free trading course, so definitely check that out. And yeah, there you go. But continuing on here, guys, that's really what we're looking at for Bitcoin. So in the short term, what I would look for, whoops, let me go ahead and let me just go ahead and pull up the cleaner chart here. So yeah, what I would look for here is, again, for a, potential, again, things look pretty bearish right now on the higher time frames, right? Like especially with the 2-day red dot flashing. Remember, that's not confirmed. 3-day VWAP also coming down towards that 0 line pretty aggressively. And then that 4-day is looking to print a green dot, but money flows in the red, right? So longer term things do look bearish, but I still don't think it's impossible to get some kind of a retracement to the upside before breaking back down and going down to lower prices. So if we are going to get a retracement here, I will say I did have higher hopes for, we could still get it. We could still get a somewhat of a significant retracement here. However, with the fresh 2-day red dot, that has me concerned whether we're going to get a full retracement here. However, if we do wind up printing, say, that daily bullish divergence for a big retracement to come in, if we are going to get a significant move back up before we get the full breakdown to lower prices, I would be watching that daily bullish divergence. It's a very easy signal to watch. It's simple, easy to see, easy to confirm, and what you're looking for is the lower lows on the price action, higher lows on your momentum waves. You can also see this on things such as your RSI. If you don't have a premium indicator like Market Cipher B, you could easily find this for free on your RSI. You're just looking for the same exact thing. You're looking for the higher lows on your RSI with the lower lows on your price action, giving you those pinch points, right? These lines would eventually intersect, right? These would eventually intersect. That is a bullish divergence. So again, I use Market Cipher B. Shout out to Market Cipher B and CryptoFace, but you can also find this, like, there's no barriers to entry here. Like, you could find these on the RSI as well. You just see more information on Market Cipher B, so that's why I like to use it. But it doesn't mean you can't trade with the free indicators, right? So if you get that bull div, that green dot to print on this momentum wave, and you get that bull div, that is probably where I would say you're more likely to get a significant move up. And to kind of, again, if we do get a bigger move down here, if we don't get that bull div to print soon, like tomorrow or the next day, and we get a bigger move down, we're looking for that blue box that we were just looking at on this chart right here between 24,223 and 23,763. And if we come down there, you could still look for that daily bull div, but you just got to be careful because it may get invalidated. Shout out to Dave Digital said, did you say thank you to Rob today? Hashtag thank a Rob. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Yeah, guys, not only Rob, but we got Crypto Anon, D Petty Crypto, Crypto Billy, Captain Kirk, Tony D, Rob the Crypto Snob. You guys, chemistry, bro. You guys know who the mods are. Show them love in chat. And shout out to Rob. It is his birthday today. Shout out to Rob. We love you, bro. Happy birthday. And Daddy Zach said, loving the sauce. Shout out to Daddy Zach. I'm loving. I got to be careful. I love you back, Daddy Zach. I can't say just your first name. That sounds kind of weird. Shout out to Daddy Zach. Thank you for being here, bro. And I'm glad you're enjoying the sauce. I'm going to keep dishing it out for you. Oh, no. Golden said membership's incoming. Shout out to Golden. Oh, God. It's about to get crazy up in here, guys. But let's continue. Daddy Zach said he's going to change his name. Bro, make sure you let me know that it's you. So I know it's you. I don't want to lose you. Because all I know you by is your name. But let's continue on here. If you get a push down into this key level of resistance or support, you could still technically, potentially, like, I don't know. We're not going to know until it happens. You could potentially still put in a bullish divergence. This momentum wave might get a little dicey, though. But as long as you don't break this low on the momentum wave or the RSI, you could still have that divergence. And to be 100% honest with you, this would be a more saucy level to take a trade off of, in my opinion. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But to watch the local bounce to the upside, if we get one, what I am looking for is simply the 4-hour bullish divergence, right? And again, we looked at this in the beginning of the stream. Lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum waves. And this is obviously going to print before the daily bull div, just because of the nature of time frames. And this could be where we get a local retracement to the upside to potentially come up and test some pretty interesting levels, right? You have the value area low coming in at 25.6. This would be a big level that we may bearishly retest. And then we have some even more important levels closer to this area right here, which is a golden pocket. Let me actually re-pull this fib really quickly. This would kind of be the first area I would look if we do make it all the way up there. This would kind of be the first level I would be looking for a decent retracement. And the reason being is because it is the golden pocket retracement of this whole move down. And I would even probably watch this one as well. So I'm going to go over kind of the areas I am looking for a rejection if we get a retracement. The local levels and the more macro levels that I'll be looking for retracements at. And number one is going to start at the POC of this range, right? So this is a local retracement level, right? So if we get a bounce up, maybe we come up, maybe we get the bounce off the 4. If the 4-hour bull div prints, it may not, right? We're not there yet. But if it prints and confirms, this might be where we get the move up, or a local move up. And the first areas where I would be looking for a resistance is obviously the value area low of the range. If we get back above that value area low, you're looking at the POC golden pocket 786 retracement level, which is right here between about, let me just grab this box, coming in between 2688 and 25828. That would kind of be the first level, and then at that point you're kind of actually let me pull this range to where we've been pulling it up to that. So coming up here, you have your value area low at 25,386. I would watch for turbulence here, but you may be able to get accepted back in. If you do, you're looking to come up to your golden pocket POC confluence. And then again, you're just looking at this as a local range, right? You have a local value area here. So if you get back up, you hold up above support, get above the POC, you're looking to come up to your value area high. This is really, I don't know. If I'm most likely not really, I'm not really interested in a heavy short position at the value area low or this first purple box. Really, the place that I'm looking for my next significant short at is going to be the value area high of this range. Because of the nature of deviating below the value areas, right, below these value area lows, putting in bullish divergences, money flow generally trending up here, I would be looking to ride this potentially up to your value area high of the local range where we have the golden pocket retracement level, the value area high of the range, and we also have some single prints within this value area high golden pocket confluence. Am I really going to go into what single prints are? Essentially, it's an untested area of the chart. A lot of times price likes to go test these areas, so it just makes it like a significant point of interest. So with that, all that confluence within this level here, this is really the first level I'm looking for a short at. However, you have to realize that you could get a local rejection off that POC 786 golden pocket confluence closer to like 2688, between 2688 and 25828. But again, I'm not necessarily super interested in a trade there. I'd rather see something like this, where you come up to the value area high, and then this is where we want to look for our shorts at, right? And I'm going to move this 200-day moving average because I don't know if it's still there. What is this? Let me see. 200-day moving average, that is likely moved. Yeah, so that's a little bit higher now. 200-day moving average is all the way up here now. But I'm just going to get rid of the level altogether. But again, like this is kind of the next major level I'm looking for some resistance at. And remember, guys, the full Fibonacci retracement, golden pocket 786 retracement of this entire move down is right here. Let me just make sure I got that right. We actually probably have to move it a little bit. Right here. Right? This is the full retracement level. Now, again, I don't know if we're going to be lucky enough to get a move all the way back up here. But these are the three key levels that I would be looking for rejections at. If we get back above this value area low, looking to ride to the local value area high, that's the first place I'm looking for a rejection. If we get above there, I'm sitting on my hands until we get to the POC and flip it to support. If we flip it to support, I continue to sit on my hands until we approach this golden pocket POC value area high confluence up here between 29,600 and 29,157. If we get up there, this is where I'm looking for a big boy short. I am looking for a high capital short at this level because if we get up there, it's the full Fibonacci golden pocket retracement of the entire move down. And this, market structure-wise, this would be the area where you would put that macro lower high in. But there's no guarantees we get up there. So we have to watch those other key levels as well. And again, it's coming in right here between 27.5 and 26.9. And then you want to watch the POC, but we've already tested and rejected that level, so I wouldn't be surprised if we broke that to come up here. But really, like, the major levels I'm looking at is right here and up here at the value area high. Lots of confluence up at this level, lots of confluence up at this level as well. This is kind of, I'm sitting out on trades at the POC. I'm not looking for a fresh short at the POC. I generally don't trade the middle of the range. And the fact that we've already tapped and rejected that level, which hit perfectly. We were looking for that move up to this level before coming back down. But I'm sussed out by this high. I think we may be able to come up, touch that a level up here. But again, it all depends on what price action does. It has to be an if this, then that statement, guys. It can't be, we're definitely going to zero, or we're definitely going here, right? It has to be an if this, then that. And on Friday, our if this, then that was if we get the move up on the 12, 16-hour bull divs and daily bull divs, we are looking for a move up to this level or this level, right? That was the same thing, right? Same thing basically as right now. And that was the if this, then that statement for the bullish move. And then for the bearish move, the move was if we don't get a move up and we get a move down, we're looking for those continued bull divs on the higher time frames, like the 12-hour, 16-hour, and daily time frame, which we are potentially starting to see, right? It's all about trying to see what everything's going to do before it actually happens. So, again, in the short term, 4-hour green dot. If we wind up printing this, putting in the bull div, that's where I'd expect your local retracement. Maybe we can make it back up here. Again, first area, I'm looking for a short. And then if we get above this level, I am then looking to potentially ride it back up to the high of the range or the POC before putting in a lower high and continuing down. Remember, our macro bias is bearish. So it's hard to call right now. We said this on Friday. Like, it's very hard to call right now whether we get the move straight down from here or if we're going to get the retracement up to one of these levels and then put in the lower high and then continue down. But I will say, locally, it does look like we can get some kind of a retracement. So be careful of the bounces, but I am still leaning bearish in the long term. So there you go. Those are the key levels. That's what we're expecting. That's what we're looking for, and that's what we're hoping for. Just some saucy if this, then that statements. Let's go. But, guys, that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin. Yeah, that's basically the plan. Just looking for a slight retracement, not entering any fresh shorts right now, right? Like, the area to go short was, like, we're not shorting support, right? We're below support. Like, you want to wait for a retracement and then look for the saucy entry to put in a lower high and come back to the downside. So be careful out there. But with all that being said, guys, I think it's about time to start looking at those altcoins. So if you want to spam in your altcoins, Rob, let's go ahead and do like 3. I am already going to take a look at XRP, ETH, and Solana, and then we'll do 3 other requests. So go ahead and spam your altcoins if you guys want to see me do some TA on them. Shout out to Jessica, our female CandleMafia representative in the house, said puppies and kittens rock. Shout out to Jessica. I will say this. I am a little bit more of a dog guy than a cat guy, but I do love both. Shout out to Cryptic Sniper, says awesome TA. Thanks, Frankie Candles. No problem, bro. I appreciate you for saying that, my man. Appreciate you. Shout out to Brad Guydell. What is going on, brother? Says calf coin, Frank. Calf coin. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for tuning in, Brad. I miss you, bro. I hope you're doing well. I've met Brad like a ton of times now. I feel like I've met you like 2 or 3 times now, and we've hung out for a little bit. Super fun. Love Brad. Super good guy. But guys, let's go ahead and start off. Oh, God, the altcoins are flying in. Let's go ahead and take a look at, we're going to start off with Ethereum, or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. Now, guys, I hope everybody remembers what we were looking at on Ethereum on Friday. And, well, if you don't remember, we're going to go over it right now, because I actually do for once. Here it is. On Friday, we were looking at this value area, this white box, simply just a volume profile pulled all the way from back here in January of 2023. Shout out to Golden. Golden, thank you so much for those Frankie Candles memberships. Golden, hang on a second. Hold on. I don't have Discord open. Never mind. I was about to pull you up live, bro. I need to talk to you, Golden. Show yourself. Who are you? Golden, I want to get to know you. I need to know the man behind the memberships, bro. I don't know how I'm going to give back to you. I want to give back to you so much for showing so much support. I don't know what to do, though. Dropping that green. Let's go. Infinite memberships in the house. Yeah, not live. Golden said not live. No, not live. I was going to pull you up. I was going to pull you up on another screen. Shout out to Golden. Bro, Tony D, this is not an emergency. You don't have to, like, freak out if you're doing something else. But, dude, tomorrow in the office, remind me. I want to I want to talk to Golden. I don't even care if it's on your account. I need to talk to this man. Shout out to Golden, bro. I appreciate you. You get a membership. You get a membership. I don't think Crypto Billy's here right now, but he'd be screaming, "You get a membership. You get a membership." Absolutely insane. Golden, you're goated for life, bro. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing support. And Anthony Soprano out there with the membership. Let's go. Shout out to Anthony Soprano. But guys, continuing on. Pulled from this volume profile back here. On Friday, we were looking. Now, we didn't know that we were definitely coming down to the value area low. But what we did know was that, what were we looking at on Friday? Here's Wednesday. Here's Thursday. Here's Friday. We got below this value area, right? I want to talk about this for a second because I think a lot of people can learn from this. If you break down below your value area high, where are you looking to go? You're looking to go to your POC, and then potentially, if you can't get back above your POC, you're looking to come to the value area low. We got support, or we didn't really get support, but we weren't able to break the POC decisively. So what happened? We came back up. We kind of bing-bonged out of the value area high, and then we got caught underneath it one last time before catching support again, ripping back up to bearishly retest the macro or larger term or longer term value area low right here, bearishly retested. And oftentimes, we talk about this all the time. When you break out of one value area, we have a value area here, and we have a value area here, right? When you leave a value area, let me get rid of the lines. When you leave one value area, a lot of times what happens is you will lose it, right? And then a lot of times you will get a retracement to bearishly retest the value area low, sometimes even the POC. But oftentimes, you will come up, bearishly retest the value area low before coming down to lower prices. However, it wasn't just that was giving us an idea that we could be headed down here. But who remembers us talking about ETH on Friday, guys? I hope. Hit me with a hashtag value in chat if you guys remember us talking about ETH on Friday. Because what we were looking at, again, we didn't know that we were guaranteed to get a move down here. There's no way to know that. Nobody knows that. If you're listening to someone who thinks they know exactly where price is going to go and they're guaranteeing it, run the other way. I say this every day, almost on every single stream. If you're watching someone who says, it's going to 10K, trust me, guys, I know what I'm talking about. Run away. Nobody knows exactly where this thing is going. We can get a spot ETF approved tomorrow and moon, right? Nobody knows. That's why we go off of what the charts say, right? I don't have an emotional bias towards the bullish end or the bearish end. Obviously, I want crypto to go up over time. I want my long-term bags to make me money, right? But I just do and act off of the factual information on the charts, not my emotion, not what they say on Twitter, not what this new article says, right? Show me the charts, I'll tell you the news, right? But although we didn't know we were definitely coming down here, what did we know? We knew that if we couldn't get above the value area high, which we couldn't get up here, kind of front ran a bearish retest here, we knew that if we got stuck below that POC and couldn't get back above it, we were likely going to get a move down to the value area low of the range, sitting at 1550. And I'm almost positive, I even said I feel crazy calling for this, but it's just what the charts say, and here we are. Where are we sitting? $1,548. $1,550. $1,550, baby. The value area low. This is not a crystal ball, guys. Or is it? It's not. It's the volume profiles, guys. I try to come up here and show you guys why I come up with these levels, where they come from, so you guys can actually learn this and apply it yourselves. And I really, really hope that some people out there saw us talking about this, because not only are we, yo, shout out to Creighton C. Get him out of here. Creighton C said, 1548 is not 1550. Huge miss. Yo, shout out to Creighton. This is literally why I do this. This is why we always go back and look at what we were expecting, whether we get it or not, to try to figure out what we did right or wrong. And the reason I'm going over this is because this is how we were looking. This is why this was the next key level, because it's the value area low of the range. And we couldn't get back above the value area high. So we knew if we lost the POC, we were definitely going to the value area low, or very likely we go to the value area low. Now, where are we looking to go now? Well, here's the thing. I'm personally not looking to get overly bearish at that value area low, right? Because is it possible to break down here, bearish, like just bounce a little bit and then nuke again? Absolutely. But more often than not, it's not a great idea to get superly bearish at the value area low of the range. It's support. It's key support at, in most cases, it's key support. And it's a value area low. We don't look for shorts at the value area low. We look for shorts at the value area high, right? You look for the shorts at the highs. You look for longs at the lows, right? And, we were also talking more specifically on Friday's stream about how not only is this just a previous value area, but you can see how well these levels are respected, not only here, but also here, and also here, and also here, right? So when price respects this range right here, and then also you come back into the area of value, right? You deviate, obviously, but you respect it here. You respect it again right here, and you respected it for a while right here. So chances are, when you leave that value area and find new balance, shout out to the sneakers, when you lose that next value area and you have this value area down here, likely these levels are going to get respected just like they did in the past. And what happened? You broke below the value area high, you bearishly rejected, got stuck below the POC, and then boom, right to the value area low. You can't make it up. You can't make this stuff up, guys. It's unbelievable. Shout out to the volume profiles. And here we are. Now, what I would say here for as we hang out at this value area low, on the 4-hour time frame, you barely have a bullish divergence. It is a very not strong angle here, right? Like you have a slightly higher low in your momentum waves. You have very strong lower lows on your price action. You're also deviating from your value area low. So if you same thing as Bitcoin. Once you print that green dot on the 4-hour, this is likely where you are going to get some kind of a bounce to come in, right? And you would technically have a divergence as long as it doesn't get invalidated at this point. But I would be very careful of some kind of a retracement or some kind of a bounce to come in here temporarily before rolling back over to the downside. And the question of where can you bounce to is simply treat it as a range trade, right? Now, if you get a bounce here, what are you looking for? You're looking to get back above the value area low, hold it as support. If you can hold it as support, that is where you're likely going to get a move back up towards your POC. And if you can get above the POC, you're looking for a move back up to the value area high. So simply put, we're at support. I'm not getting overly bearish. The VWAP is coming up on the 4-hour. I would expect some kind of a bounce. I'm not expecting it to go to the moon. I would actually expect it to come up and make a lower high. So I want to pull this. Let me pull this fib from the high to the low. And you do have somewhat of confluence here. I would kind of watch for some resistance within your golden pocket 786 zone. Now I'm going to mark these separately, right? So you have your golden pocket and your 786. If you get a retracement to the upside, I would be cautious of some rejections here, and simply put, the value area high, right? So these are the levels I'm looking at for potential bounce. Again, next green dot on the 4-hour is likely where you'll get some kind of a retracement. And those are the levels to the upside that I would be watching. Now, taking a look at the daily, red dot confirmed. And again, you're doing something very similar to Bitcoin. And here you go. You're getting the lower lows on your price action, right? Potential higher lows on your daily momentum waves. However, you want to wait for this to curve up, right? You could invalidate this. This is very far away from even printing at this point, but it's just something you want to be prepared for things before they actually happen. So if you could put that daily bull div in, that would be a significant signal to get a bounce here. Same thing with the 12-hour. You have your higher lows, right? Momentum coming up on the 12-hour as your price action is absolutely coming down. At key support, if you get that green dot, this might be the first kind of warning sign. The 4-hour bull div is likely to print first, but once you get that 12-hour bull div, this may give us a little bit more of a significant move. That, in my opinion, has a higher likelihood of bringing you up to the value area high of the range. So there you go. That is what I'm looking at on Ethereum. Other than that, looking pretty similar to Bitcoin as far as the higher time frames. Money flow coming out on the 4-day. Fresh red dot. Things are generally bearish on the higher time frames. So what does that mean for us? That means any move to the upside, we are looking to fade that with a short back down to lower prices. Now, very similar to what we have on Bitcoin, right? Like, what do we have here? Previous area of consolidation, value area high, POC, value area low. Does that look familiar? It should. Right? If I pull up Bitcoin, right? Area of balance. Where's the next area of balance? Right below it from this range. Very similar to Bitcoin. You have area of balance. Where's the next area of balance? It's from the area of consolidation right underneath. And if I pull up the Bitstamp chart, you can see we have it marked out just like Ethereum, right? So in this case, We saw Ethereum somewhat, it's not the exact same situation, but on Ethereum, we basically got to move down to the next value area. We got stuck under the value area high, even though we came up and bearishly retested the value area low. We came down. We couldn't get back above that value area high. We came down to the POC. We lost the POC and came down to the value area low. It's the same exact thing happened on Ethereum that we would expect to happen on Bitcoin if we get below those levels, right? You came down, lost the area of balance, got stuck under the value area high. Obviously, you had a little retracement here, but you couldn't get above the high. You go to the low. Same thing on Bitcoin. I want everyone to be ready when this does wind up coming down. If we do wind up coming down to these levels, you have to be prepared ahead of time, right? This all looks crazy. I felt crazy looking at 1550 on ETH last week. It happens quick, right? And here we are, 1550, almost exactly. But it's kind of the same thing, right? You come down, can't get back above, looking at going to the POC and the value area low, which is coming on Bitcoin down to 22,150. So there you go, right? And also on top of, just to add a little bit more similarity here, I want to pull this fib from this low all the way up to your yearly high, right? Where is that 786 Fibonacci retracement level? It's right underneath your value area low. Let's look at Bitcoin. 786, right below. Well, let me pull the range here because the range is actually not up. Let me pull the actual range that we have here. Not that one. There it is, right? Value area low, 786, right below the value area low. Very, very, very similar. So there you go. That's what we're looking at on Ethereum, guys. Shout out to the volume profiles and shout out to 1550. Yeah, it's like every time I feel crazy, I wind up not feeling crazy the next week. But there you go. If we wind up losing these levels, guys, if we wind up losing this area, this value area, right? Now remember, likely we get some kind of a bounce here. Not a moon, but some kind of a retracement, right? Now, if we do wind up coming down, I will be looking. Kind of hard to say, to be honest. Let's pull the macro fib here from the low all the way to the high. Macro golden pocket coming in right here at basically at this low, coming in at 1360. That would be, in my opinion, the next significant level to watch for some support. And if I go ahead, let's pull the macro volume profile. It is the value area low of the macro volume profile. So this would kind of be the next major level, about 1365 to about 1300 even will be the next range I would be looking at if we decisively get a nuke from this value area. But I think we're kind of far away from there, at least for the next day. Let's go ahead and continue on. That is Ethereum. Let's take a look at XRP really quickly. Shout out to the XRP Army. Let me know if you are in chat. Repping the XRP Army. Let's see. Shout out to Hodl Crypto, said 1549 VAL, value area low, Ethereum or Erythrium. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. XRP also looking bearish short term. Let's check it out. Well, here we go. All right, so, and here we go. Can't make it up. So, guys, as you know, we've been looking at this blue box as we had put in a multiple bullish divergences on top of this blue box, not only on the 8-hour, but also on the daily. We tapped this level, put in a daily bull div, didn't get much out of it before a bigger move to the downside. Now, what were we looking here on XRP? We got these levels from a previous value area from back here. The reason we were looking for this bounce that we got right here was because it was a value area high POC confluence, right? Now, what happens? What is the thought process here, right? Well, hey, we got to bounce on the value area high. If we can't, hold a bounce here and we get below that value area high and we cannot get back above it, where would we expect to go? You would expect to go to the value area low. Where is the value area low? Sitting right here at 46.5 cents, right? Almost essentially where we got the little bounce that we're getting right now. So simply put, remember, guys, when looking at XRP recently, not expecting a crazy move to the upside until we break that value area high at 54 cents. Also, not looking for a big move down unless we break that level here at 42 cents. So until then, we're looking, right? Can't get back above the value area high. You're looking for a move down to the POC. If you lose the POC, we're looking down to the value area low, right? And right now, we are starting to lose the let me get rid of this internal range. We are looking at getting potentially stuck below this POC and moving down to the value area low, coming in at 42.5 cents. So are we on our journey to begin our move down to the value area low? Definitely in the cards. So taking a look at your daily, red dot is confirmed. Taking a look at the 16-hour, bull div is looking to print here at some point. So again, retracements aren't impossible. However, 12-hour looking for the bull div as well. 8-hour looking for the bull div on top of that. So you are putting in lower lows with your higher lows on your momentum waves. Looking at the 4-hour. Yeah, kind of an exaggerated div here, but your 4-hour green dot is printing. So you may get some kind of a retracement here. And one thing to kind of realize here, guys, is if we pull, let me pull some fibs here real quick from this low to the high. And I'm just going to pull this all the way. Pull this all the way to the low. Try not to lose my spot. There we go. Boom. So, oh no, wait, hang on. I'm sorry. I pulled the wrong fib. This is the fib we were looking at. From this panic wick down here to the high of that little pump, you can see we are coming down not only to this little value area low that we're sitting on right now, that we just went over at about 46 cents. But we also have a golden pocket in almost perfect confluence with that level, right? Almost perfect confluence with that value area low. So this, if we get these bull divs to confirm, aka the 4-hour exaggerated bull div, not the strongest signal there. But if you can get that 8-hour bull div, that 12-hour bull div to confirm either on the golden pocket or the 786, that might be where you get a significant bounce. But just remember, because of the higher time frames don't look as bad on the altcoins, right? Doesn't mean they don't look bad, but they don't look as bad. But I will say, remember, money flow in the red on the daily with a fresh red dot. This gives us a bearish bias, right? 12-hour, if we get that bull div on the golden pocket, I would look for a retracement. Either if you confirm it, whether you confirm it on the golden pocket or if you get it at the 786, this is where I would look for the bounce. However, I'm not looking for a moonshot, right? You're looking for those potential lower highs before rolling back around and coming down to lower prices. Again, eventually targeting that value area low at 42 cents or 42.5 cents, right? It's a game of volume profiles. When in doubt, simplify it. Get rid of the local ranges. Get rid of the fibs. What are we doing? We're stuck below this value area high. What is likely to happen if you can't get back above? You're looking to get down to the value area low. That's what we're looking at, right? So if we do get those bull divs to print here, right, say on the 12-hour, and it gives us a big bounce, even if it brings us back up to the value area high, until we flip that level to support, I'm not looking for a bigger move up. I am simply looking for it to be a lackluster move before rolling around and coming down to lower prices. And it wouldn't be until we got down to this value area low where I'd be looking for a serious long position. So there you guys go. There's the XRP sauce. Let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Jessica. Marco, shout out Jessica. Let's go. Jessica says, I got watermelon. I don't really know what that means, but shout out to watermelon. I am a big fan of watermelon. All right, let's see. Say, shout out to Golden, said, Frankie Candles, let's have some fun. Say BTC Moons, what are some levels to watch above 32K? Well, before we move on to Solana, which I'm sure a lot of you guys want to see because Solana obviously has come down just a little bit, but I will entertain Golden because I think that's an interesting question, and there are some pretty specific levels that I would actually be paying attention to if we wind up getting a big move up, and it's not all doom and gloom. Tatty Zach said, you just drew an inverted head and shoulders. I probably did. It's actually funny. Like, a lot of times when I map out what I think price is going to look like, I bet you I accidentally and naturally wind up drawing patterns. I wouldn't be surprised. But for the higher levels, right, let's just say we do get some kind of moonshot, which, again, I don't think is likely at all. But if we do get that, I would say, like, the next significant level that I'd be looking at to the upside, if we break the yearly highs, would be the POC here at about 34,450. So pretty simple answer, Golden. I won't even what do you call it? I won't even go crazy. I'll just, like, pretty simple, right? You break the yearly highs, I'd be looking at this macro golden pocket from the top of the bull market about 34.4 to 35K. And, you know, I bet, let me see something here. Yeah, it is in pretty close confluence with this golden pocket retracement, right? So you're pretty close there. So this would kind of be that next zone that I would be looking at if we get some kind of rip to the upside and we wake up tomorrow and it's like, wait, what the heck happened to Bitcoin? That would be kind of the next major level I'd be looking at. And again, that is between 34.5 and about 36K, the golden pocket POC confluence. So there you go. Shout out to Golden. Let's go. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys, and take a look at Solana. We did XRP and ETH. Let's take a look at Solana on Coinbase. Let's see. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and clear this thing up. Yeah, Solana. Let's see. Way too far out to predict. Yeah, shout out to Daddy Zach. Yeah, like I said, I obviously don't think that that is obviously less likely in my opinion. But just for fun, Golden wants the sauce. We got to give him the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. The only thing I can cook is boiled water. Jessica, I believe in you. I think you could be a good cook. I think you're a good cook. I don't think you know the possibilities of your own skills. Oh my God, Golden with the 10 Frankie Candles membership. Shout out to Golden. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you. Shout out to you. Just gave Dow Jones a Frankie Candles membership, guys. The Dow Jones is now a part of the CandleMafia. Let's go. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Golden. Dude, you're a special person, man. You really are. Shout out to Golden. But guys, taking a look at Solana, let me go ahead and pull the dang range here. So here we are, right? Now, this is obviously, these levels are respected, right? However, you know, obviously you got your lows down here, highs, lows, deviation, hold the lows, back to the highs, back to the low, breakdown, deviation, back above, back to the high, bearish retest, back to the low. Are we going to get back into this range? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I can't give you a straight answer because there's no real clear signal here. However, obviously, Solana has been moving. Yo, shout out to Killing It Crypto. Shout out to you, bro. Said I looked like a looked like a kid on picture day on the Discover Crypto video. Why? I don't know. I think I'm a kid at heart. I think I'm like a 5-year-old at heart, guys. They're just like, okay, stand up here. It's your picture day, and I'm just like, they're like, you don't have to smile yet. I'm just like, just smiling like a little kid. I don't know. I don't know. You're funny though, bro. Shout out to you. All right. Yeah, Cheek says, Golden, you're insane, man. Yeah, shout out to Golden. Absolute savage. Let's see. All right, let's continue on here with Solana. Now, again, obviously Solana is coming down due to some bearish news. I had the article pulled up here. But obviously, let's pull it up. So yeah, this is the Cointelegraph. We were looking at this, right? Let's see. Bada boom, right? The price of Solana has plunged more than 6% in the last 24 hours amid fears that bankrupt crypto exchange and ghost of the crypto space, FTX, may soon liquidate significant portions of the token and other Solana-affiliated crypto assets, right? This is what's causing Solana to dump. I mean, coincidentally, everything's kind of dumping. I don't know. Show me the charts, tell you the news. Anyway, do we have a chance to recover here? And I would be careful, right? Because when something is dumping tied to news like this is one thing where you can sit here and be like, this is something where, news can just move it, right? Like if we get some super bearish, maybe FTX does dump their Solana, the rest of their Solana, whatever, could cause a big move, right? So the TA, you wanna be careful here because the TA can get stepped on when certain stuff like this is happening. Even if we could just get more bearish news tomorrow about Solana, it could cause another big move down. But from a technical level here, 2-day red dot is fresh and printing. This would be more bearish than bullish. So I would kind of lean a little bit more bearish in the long term. Daily VWAPs, I don't want to say rounding off, but looking like it wants to chill out just a little bit. 16-hour, looking for the green dot, no. Bullish divergence printing here, though, right? So your hopes of that bounce from the bullish divergence is basically stepped on here on the 16-hour. You don't have it on the 12-hour. You also don't have it on the daily or the 2-day like you do on Bitcoin. Momentum is generally coming out, right? Remember with the bullish divergences, like here's a perfect example. You could see right here, you had higher lows on your momentum waves with your lower lows on your price action before getting a significant bounce back to the value area high. But we don't have that opportunity popping up here. Our momentum is significantly just, generally coming to the downside. You can't make a bull div with lower lows on your momentum waves, right? So fresh money flow crossover, Solana looks pretty dang bearish, if I have to say so, right? Or I do say so myself, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But this is the thing. Nothing goes down in a straight line, right? And this isn't even really that dramatic of a dump, to be 100% honest with you. But green dot on the 12-hour looking to print. 10-hour looking for the green dot as well. Your 8-hour is looking to print the green dot. 6-hour snake eyes confirmed. Slight bull div here, right? Like the slightest little higher lows, right? But just in general, you have a green dot printing on your 6-hour. Money flow still looks pretty bearish. So I would be pretty careful here. If you do get a push up, I'd be very careful. I do think that there's a much higher likelihood that price will come up, roll around, and come back lower, right? And that's basically based off of the fact that money flow is coming out on a lot of these time frames. Shout out to Crimson's girlfriend, said, time for me to dip. See you around, Mafia fam. Shout out to Crimson's girlfriend. I appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Golden said, I love all the green names in chat. Who else can gift today? Shout out to Golden. God, man. Yeah, Tony D. Let's put that at the top of the list, man. I gotta talk to him. I want his phone number. I'm about to call him from my personal phone, and just be like, hey, bro, you could just keep my number. You're a legend. Let's get everyone green. Literally, almost everybody is green. You're a savage, Golden. I love you, bro. Sea of Green. Shout out to Crypto Jam and V Slim in the chat. What is going on, V Slim? Thank you for being here. Skinny Dip. Hey, you never know. You never know. But anyway, yeah, those divs are just not really printing here, to be 100% honest with you. Taking a look at the 4-hour, you do have a little bit of a bull div printing here as well. But again, it's slight. It is slight, but it is there. Kelby T, I'll take a look at the death cross on the daily in a second. Yeah, I'll take a look in a second. But yeah, 4-hour bull div is confirmed. But again, 2-hour green dot. Like this is a healthier bull div in my opinion. But again, I would be careful. I'm not looking to really long Solana based off technicals right now, just because of what they got going on. So, but you do actually, as you deviate. Come on, spawn the level. Come on, spawn the level. There we go. As you deviate below your value area, we are starting to put in some bull divs. However, I would be very careful. Right? Because if you pull this local range, yeah, I'd be careful of 2 levels, right? So if you pull it to here, your value area low is let me pull these levels real quick. Area number 1, I'd be very, very, very cautious around if you get a push up. And again, I would be careful with the push up. Right, you're getting the bull divs on the the 1 hour, the 2 hour, 2 hours printing. If you get a significant move up, that's going to be this level here at 1930 is going to be a pretty big level to watch, right? And then you also have your 786 value area high POC confluence coming in up here almost at $20, right? 1990 to about 1978, and if you extend your volume profile all the way to your current price action, you get this value area low down here, which does come in at about 1850, right? So these are all levels that I would look for significant rejections at. And let me go ahead and let me pull another fib here from this impulse to the low. Not the best, not too much confluence. If we pull it to that impulse, that's where you get the, yeah. So these are the levels that I would be looking for. If you do get a retracement to come in here, I don't even know if you're going to be lucky enough to come up to this level, but these are the levels to look at. If you get a retracement for a potential short entry, you want to be looking at 1850. If you come back up to test that value area low, that's kind of what I would look for, right? And again, things look bearish still. So if you get a bounce up, might be just coming in to reject the lower prices. Now, if you get above this value area low, understand you have a pretty big volume gap here. So you may be able to get a quick move up to that 786 and even the golden pocket POC up here, getting closer to the $19 range, $19.50, right? 1950 to 1930. So these are the significant levels I'd be looking at on Solana. I do think, with the 2-hour bull div, if that confirms, higher lows on your price action, right? Lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum waves. This could give you the bounce. I would just be very careful. If you do make it up to this level, I'd be careful of a rejection. And again, if you get above, I'd look up here for a quick move up. Look at that volume gap. Not much here. So you crack this level, really the value area low. You hold that value area low, you really could get that quick move up to this level. So those are the two major levels I'm looking at. Short-term retracement to the upside, not impossible, but be very cautious on those resistance levels. Shout out to Crypto Infinity. Said, wow, just came into chat and I see all these gifted memberships. What's up, by the way, Mafia? Shout out to Crypto Infinity. Well, Crypto Infinity, turns out that Golden has infinity memberships to give away to the CandleMafia, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Literally gifting hundreds and hundreds of memberships. Guys, Golden has spent thousands of dollars. Over the past, I want to say 3 weeks, maybe the past month, Golden has given away thousands of dollars to the Mafia. Literally just out here gifting thousands of dollars. And it's out of control. And I cannot thank you enough. Everybody who gifts memberships, super chats, all this stuff helps support the channel, guys. And it's like, and if you can't buy super chats or gift memberships, just smash the like button. It's the easiest and most free way to help support the channel. We have tons of different ways you could support. But Golden and Cheeks and everybody, Crypto and Yogurt, all these people, and Hannah Smith, and you guys know who you are. Everybody out here gifting. You guys are absolutely savage, and I mean that in the best way possible. You guys are I love you guys. Like, this is like, I'm here because you guys support the channel. So shout out to you guys, and Golden's just been really giving it away, thousands of dollars in the past few weeks, and I endlessly appreciate you. And guys, shout out to my dad in the chat. Guys, it's my dad's birthday today. Shout out to my dad. Dad, should I sing happy birthday to my dad? I'm just kidding. I can't do that in front of hundreds of people, guys. I can't be just popping out happy birthday. But shout out to my dad. Happy birthday. Thank you for being the best dad ever. I'm not afraid to show love to my parents in front of hundreds of people on the internet, guys. Shout out to my dad. He's the real Don. And I love you to death. Seriously, Dad. Thank you for watching, and happy birthday. You're the best. So give my dad a big happy birthday. Candle Mafia, show that Mafia love for Daddy Candle's birthday. Shout out to my dad. He's the ripe age of 32. He's actually the same age as me, which is crazy. It's actually very hard to get that done biologically, but we made it work. Shout out to my dad. Also, in crypto, he trades crypto. My dad trades crypto. Guys, my dad traded stocks before I traded. It's pretty wild. It's I don't say that a lot. My dad day trades stocks. It's crazy. So shout out to my dad. It must run in the blood. Shout out to my dad. Give him a happy birthday in chat. There we go. Let's go. Shout out to you guys. Thank you. But yeah, guys, happy birthday to Daddy Candles in the chat. Bing bong. But guys, looking for this bullish divergence on Solana to potentially give you that retracement. Watch those resistance levels and those Fibonacci retracement levels that we looked at. And now let's go ahead and move on to our next altcoin, which is going to be AVAX. Here we go. Hopefully, I think we'll be able to get through all these. Okay. Yeah, I guess we were wrong here. I don't know what we were talking about. I'm just going to say we were wrong. I don't remember what this arrow was for, but we'll just say it. Guys, look, we're wrong too sometimes. Look at that. We thought it was going all the way up here. We just got nuked to the floor. Yo, guys, showing unbelievable. My dad 100x'd my life savings. Wolves, are you serious? Shout out to Wolves. Let's go. Look at that guy showing so much love to my dad on his birthday. I love it. Shout out to my dad. But guys, this is what we're looking at on AVAX. Let's come up to the daily time frame. Take a look at what we got going on. You guys are funny. Yeah, shout out to Vito and Alini. Shout out to you, bro, my paisan. He said, with no Big Papa, there's none of this. That's dang right, guys. I would that is the truth. That is the truth. But here's what we're looking at, guys, on AVAX. Kind of the same thing that we've been looking at on everything else. Yeah, I wish I knew like what we were looking at here. So hard to remember all this stuff. We look at it so much. But kind of similar to Bitcoin, right? We are deviating below our value area. Here's the thing. We are pretty far below our value area, our macro value area, right? And then locally, we are also pretty deep below that value area. And let me go ahead and extend this to the right. There we go. And here's the thing. Green dot printing on the 4-hour. No bull div, technically. It's kind of an exaggerated bull div, but you do have a little bit more of a longer-term bull div here, right? Higher lows generally on your momentum waves. Lower lows, I don't even know if I would pull it to there. I don't know. It's more exaggerated than anything. I wouldn't even look at this. I wouldn't be looking at this div, to be 100% honest. But almost snake eyes. Green dot printing on the 4-hour could get a retracement here. Take a look at the higher time frames. This is kind of what I would be looking at. I mean, you got lower lows after lower low. Momentum's coming up. Money flow actually doesn't look horrible on the 10-hour here. Generally trending to the upside. Could get somewhat of a short-term bounce into some retracement levels. And again, remember, not looking for moonshots here, right? Really just looking for retracements into test some key levels such as golden pockets, value area lows, PLC 786s, etc. before putting in lower highs and continuing to the downside. So again, green dot looking to print here on the 10-hour, 8-hour, 6-hour. Also looking for the green dot, and then your 5 and your 4-hour are printing them. So could get a move up here locally, but I'd be very careful in this golden pocket area because this could be where you want to put that lower high in, right? I would even maybe separate this into 2 levels. Value area low, golden pocket confluence, 786 POC confluence. So if you get the move up, little bing bong, up into the golden pocket, that could be the rejection you're looking for, or you could get it at that POC. Because remember, not only does price sometimes, remember we just looked at this on Ethereum, right? I'll pull it up again. Here's Ethereum, right? Why were we looking for this move down on Friday? Why were we saying that 1550 may be the next stop for Ethereum? It has everything to do with the volume profiles, but what did we look at just here before? You have your one area of balance, one volume profile up here, right? I'll just simply circle it. Right here, you have an area of balance. If you lose that area of balance, you are looking for the next area of balance to potentially get accepted into. Where is that? Right below us, right? Now, what happened before we came down to lower prices, right? We lost our value area, put in some bull divs, got a retracement into the value area low, right? Oftentimes, you'll bearishly retest the value area low as you leave a range, or sometimes you test the POC as well before breaking down to lower prices, right? So going back to AVAX, same thing. You have an area of balance here. What happens, what is likely to happen, even if we're going to continue lower to lower prices, we may come up to either test that, bearishly retest that value area low or that POC before continuing down to lower prices, and that's what I'd be looking at on AVAX. So locally, this green dot could be the thing that starts the move. And then again, your 6-hour, your 8-hour, and your 10-hour are looking for the green dots pretty soon as well, with money flow coming up. That could give you a significant retracement. If you don't reject the value area low or the POC 786, and you hold these levels as support, because of the volume profiles, you simply are looking, I would say, I would really be careful of rejections between these 2 levels. If you're somehow able to get above that POC, that's where you're looking to get back up towards your value area high. But again, I would more be careful for the rejection around here, right? And then assess the situation when you're up at these levels. If it looks bearish, likely you're going to reject and come to lower prices. If it looks bullish, you're holding the value area low. Maybe even put in some bull divs, some bullish confirmations. That's where you might be looking for the move up. But I'd be very, very careful. But short term, one thing is for sure, I do think it's likely to get some kind of a push up here before coming back down. So there you go. There is AVAX. Not only AVAX, but the key levels we need to watch and kind of what we're expecting here in the short term. So value area low golden pocket between $9.77 and $9.71. And then again, you flip that more specifically. If you flip $9.91 to support, I'm looking up. More specifically, you do have a little bit of a gap here up to about $10.32, but eventually you are expecting to get up to your value area high. All right. Oh, no. What happened? My camera's gone. Oh, no. I got hacked. Is Golden Frankie's dad? Yo, shout out to Wayne C. Frankie the Candles. Shout out to ZD. Shout out to you, bro. Okay. You guys are crazy. Guys, do you know why my camera died? It's the classic Mrs. Candles. It's the classic Mrs. Candles problem where she turns off my fan that cools off my. Oh, your Crane C knows. Mrs. Candle strikes again. She turned off my fan that cools down my computer, bro. It's so funny that you know. Fan cap. Yo, it's funny. Yo, put the hands in chat. Mrs. Candles, not only do her hands smell good, but they are also very troublesome at times, unplugging my fan. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Taking a look at H-bar, guys. On the Bybit chart, we'll take a look at the, let's take a look at the Bybit chart. And let's come up to the daily. I might start here fresh. Let's see. Yeah. He's too funny, man. All right, let's start fresh here on AVAX. Somewhat in, bear with me, guys. Trying to get the camera back on. I might just pop up randomly. Mrs. Candle's hand. Yo, let's go. He says it's Mrs. Candle's hand cake. Mrs. Candle's hand cupcake. Too funny. Oh, wait. Hang on. Shout out to Dave. Said I had a super revelation. Hang on. Shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for the super chat. Said Rob and your dad have the same birthday. So Rob's your dad? It is Rob's birthday. It is my dad's birthday. I'm not at liberty to expose whether Rob the Crypto Snob is my dad or not. So thank you, Dave, for that. But I cannot confirm, but I also cannot deny it. Let's continue on. Thank you for the super chat, Dave. I appreciate you. Let's see. Okay, let's continue on. Take a look at AVAX. Let's see here. What I want to do here is, I think I already pulled this fib. I just deleted it. Actually, that's not what I want. Pull this fib from the low to the high. Yeah, we already pulled this fib. But yeah, we are breaking the 786. Money flow coming out. Let's see. Yeah, money flow coming out pretty aggressively on the daily with that red dot confirmed. I mean, that is indicative of some more downward price action, guys. Like, money flow coming out, looking to cross over into the red. 2-day money flow coming back out, rejected at the zero. Actually, 2-day money flow generally trending up. Yeah, the higher time frame money flow is a little wish-washy, to be honest. But the daily is clearly coming out. 16 hours coming out. 12-hour coming straight out. Actually, I'll be honest. H-bar is a little hard to read. Money flow, generally coming up on the 4-hour. This 4-hour money flow don't look horrible. Green dot printing on the 4-hour. I think you get a retracement here, potentially. Now, let me pull a little bit of volume here. Pull some volume. And, yeah, I will, let me pull some fibs from this. I'm going to pull it from this lower high to the actual low right here. Look at that. Confluence on the 786 Golden Pocket POC. Bada boom. And, yeah, I would, if you get a retracement here, I would be careful, right? Money flow generally trending up. This is clearly trending up on the 4-hour. 2-hour money flow in the green, back in the red. This could be a higher low potentially. God, H-bar a little bit hard to read, guys. Not going to lie. When they're hard to read, they're hard to read. I'm not going to pretend like I know where this thing's going if there's no clear signals. Very, 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 very hard to read. However, let me spawn these levels again real quick. These are the levels I would take. These general rejection areas, right? If you wind up, no divs here, but if this green dot winds up giving you a significant retracement, it's kind of hard to call here, guys. H-bar is kind of all over the place, if I'm being honest. Yeah, yeah, maybe. I may even watch just these local, yeah, let's look short-term or more local here. POC, these are the levels I would look at. I don't even know if I would look at these macro levels that we just drew. At least right now. I would keep them on the chart, right? These are definitely significant levels. However, locally, I don't think there's a very small chance, in my opinion, that we get a 12% pump overnight to the value area low here, right? Much more likely scenario, though, is that money flow comes up and we get a push up locally off this 4-hour green dot, as well as the 6-hour, etc. all looking to print green dots. If we get a retracement in here, a little more likely that we can get a move up, right, into the value area low, potentially get a rejection there. But really what I would look for is I wouldn't really look for the rejection at the value area low if I'm being 100% honest. Because if we can get past this local retracement, right, I'll just pull it just for fun. If we get past this local retracement, closer to about, 0.04716 cents, right, like right here, 0.04708, right? If we get past this golden pocket 786 retracement, right, if we get past that 786, I'm thinking we're probably going to get accepted back into this local range, and I think a higher likelihood of rejection is going to be at that golden pocket POC or that value area high 786, not 706. But that's kind of what I would look for here locally. Got to be aware of that local fib, right, because it is there. But not as strong as one of these levels. So if you get especially with the money flow coming up like this on the 4 hour, now it doesn't look necessarily very bullish. You like to see it nice and round, right? Like when you come up and then it starts to come out again like this, that could get a little sus. What you like to see is like nice, fat, and rounded like that. Like that's saucy money flow right there, right? Like look at the money flow here. Like this is really what you want when it's kind of rounded and just going straight up. Look at the move that gave you, right? Giant move. Like even here, like the bearish money flow. Like you want to see like a nice curved round, like even here, like this is nice and saucy, right? Just nice and curved. Not like the most beautiful money flow I've ever seen. Like sometimes it looks super saucy, but like this is a little sus in my opinion. But if you get that crossover, you could easily push into this golden pocket retracement. If you get past this, I'd look to come up to the POC again, coming in between 0.04879 and the POC at 0.04915. And then if we get above that, you're just looking simply at this volume profile. So I would just look for your potential retracement back into one of these levels for a potential rejection. Let's see. Shout out to Dave Digital said, I like hashtag nice and curved. I like that too. Let's make it happen. Shout out to Dave Digital. All right, guys, let's go ahead and we'll take a look at Matic really, really quick. Now, as you guys know, recently there was something we were looking at on Matic that could have potentially given us a move to the upside. And or when was this? August 9th? Was it Matic? I think it was Matic we were looking at. No, was it Matic? At the 2-day bull div? I'm not 100% sure. But here we are on Matic. Let me zoom out here. Let's start fresh. Yeah, I mean, kind of hard. Yeah. Well, let's go. I'm not gonna. I mean, we'll take a look at the macro levels, obviously. However, from the high to the low. And then let me pull the local levels. Yeah, okay. So, again, I don't think there's a very likely chance that we get a big move up like this. Like, what would this move be? Like, if we went from here up to the value area line, it's a 45% move. I don't think we're getting that very likely. If we did over the long term, you could get a move up here, and then, I would be cautious. But let me come down to some lower prices, right? Because I don't think we're going to get that 45% move just yet. So let's look a little bit more locally. Let's pull our local range, which are with our highs and our lows, right? Lows down here, highs up here, big deviation, back to the low, back to the high, back to the PLC, back to the high, back to the low, breakdown. Here's what I'd be looking at, guys. Now, no bull div here on the 4 hour, but if you come down to the 2 hour, yeah, there you go. 2 hour bull div confirmed below your value area, right? So, again, like I would be careful of some bounces on this stuff. And again, not big moves to the upside, but just simply put bounces. And if we go ahead and take a look at some of these levels, I would be cautious at this golden pocket, right? And if we come down to a lower time frame, say like the 15-minute, and analyze this as a range, right? This as a range, likely your value area low is going to be somewhere in that region, right? And that would give us some significant confluence. So let's just pull it from here to here. Let's pull it here to current price action. All right, or not. Or actually, hang on. Move that down here. There you go, right? I had the range selected from up here, right? So it's calculating these candles all the way up here, which brings the value area low much higher. But I don't want to analyze that candle. I want to analyze lower prices, which gets your, well, I guess I just got lucky pulling it to that exact level. But there you go. You do have your value area low right within there. So you can see here, generally, your momentum is trending to the upside. Money flow also generally trending to the upside with your price action making lower lows, right? So you confirmed the bull div here, got the bounce. Money flow comes up on the 15-minute. Is your 4-hour looking to print a green dot? It is currently printing a green dot. Here's the thing. I'll keep it simple on Matic. Bull divs confirmed on your 15-minute. Money flow coming up. I'm not saying it's going up directly from here because you're about to print a 15-minute red dot, but if that money flow crosses into the green on the 15-minute, maybe you get another move down, then you start coming back up, money flow crosses into the green. If that happens within the next 36 minutes, if you get that 15-minute money flow crossover, you will indeed have the 15-minute money flow crossover into the green at the same time as that 4-hour green dot, and that could potentially give us a significant move to the upside where the first real level that I would be very, very, very cautious of in the kind of medium term here would be 51 cents. So we get that retracement, being very careful around that golden pocket, value area low confluence. If you get above that level, naturally you want to look up to the 786, which is in confluence with your POC. So those are the two levels. So first rejection zone, if we get a push up, which again is not unlikely here, with the money flow coming up on the 15-minute, as well as the 4-hour green dot printing, we know that can sometimes give us significant moves. First key level I'd look at is between 0.5139 and 0.5158. If it get above that value area low, I'd look for a shot up to the POC at about 51 or 786 POC at about 0.5196 and 52 cents. And I'll keep that one nice and simple on Matic because, again, you do have some confluence that you could get a potential push up here. But I'd be very careful, right? Because, again, coming up to your daily, red dot confirmed. I mean, actually. Yeah, daily, I mean, that daily VWAP's starting to roll up. We got to keep an eye on this. Tomorrow, we will check Matic. If we get the bull div here, that would be a pretty strong bull div. Is it a significant level of support? Interesting. Let me pull this little wonked out range here. Bear with me, guys. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, daily bull div could be printing here, but it's going to take time for this to develop, right? That daily bull div is not going to print tonight, right? It might print tomorrow. Lower lows on price, higher lows on the momentum waves. That could be the significant bounce up to the more macro levels. However, remember, that's a 45% move. From here to here, it's a 45% move. Not likely to happen right now. But then when you zoom into the the micro, right, it's a little bit more likely to see a retracement come in here and bring us up to these local levels. So that's kind of what I would look for. I would keep it local here because even if you get a move up, it's going to be, if you get up to that value area high, it's a 5% move, much more likely move to happen in the next day or so rather than, a 45% move. I don't think we're on the verge of a 45% move, but I do think you get a retracement into these local levels. And there you go. I'll go ahead and mark these out so you guys can screenshot the levels if you're interested in taking them. There you go. But there you go, guys. That is what we are looking at on Matic. Shout out to Ada Ace. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you for being here. He says Ada. And I say we're out of time for tonight's live stream. But I'll tell you this, Ada Ace, if you hang out till the end of the stream, which the stream does not end when I go off camera, but it ends when the music stops. So if you stick around to the actual end of the stream, you never know what you might get as I smash the microphone into the side of my face. You never know what you're going to get on a Frankie Fake Out. Maybe you get some A to TA. You never know. Or maybe I come on, throw some money. But stick around. Remember, stream's not over till the music ends. Just stick around till the end of the stream. I think you'll be pleased. But, guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I'm just kidding, guys. I know you can't see my face. I'm about to try and fix it. Bear with me. Let's see. Okay, don't think it's getting fixed. Bear with me. Hang on. I'm going to get it. We're going to get it to work. Here we go. Okay. Click here. Touch this. Move it over here. Oh, hey, whoa, hey. What's going on? What's going on, CandleMafia? Okay, hang on, guys. Let me resize this real quick. Shout out to Mrs. Candles for turning off the camera. We appreciate you, Mrs. Candles. You are the absolute best Mrs. Candles I could ask for, but you do turn off my camera, which is a little bit frustrating, but I go to get mad, and I say, Mrs. Candles, get over here, and she looks at me with her, like, really nice-looking hands, and I'm like, I can't get mad at that. But, guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Don't forget, smash that like button. You guys got a couple more minutes as we pull up the Wheel of Pain and Pleasure. Let's see, how many likes did we get? I really got to get better about pushing the likes. I used to, 459, baby. Let's get it to 550. Let's get it to 550. I think we could do it before we get these spins over with. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Huddle Crypto, said Care Bear candles. Let's go. And shout out to Vito. Shout out to Vito Andolini. Shout out to you, bro, my paisan. He says, so much love, Frankie. You're the man. We making money together. Happy B-Day to the Pops. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for giving my dad a happy birthday there. And I appreciate you for being here. You guys are the absolute best. But yeah, smash up that like button, guys. If we get 500 likes before I'm done spinning this dang wheel, I will go ahead and spin the wheel 10 times. Will we get it? Only time will tell. 479 likes. Spin number 1. We got 4 spins until we yeah, I'm just watching myself in the preview try to fix the camera. It's pretty funny. But let's see. I'm short Ada right now using Liquid. Shout out to Ada Ace. Like I said, stick around till the end of the stream. You never know. Sometimes we pop up and do a little bit of extra TA. I just don't know what coin to do the TA on here for the Frankie fake out. I don't know. Maybe we'll do Caspa. I don't know. Shout out to Ada Ace. Here we go. Spin number 3. Let's see. Ryan Donald said, just liked now. Let's go. Shout out to Ryan Donald. 483 likes. Let's get it. Shout out to James Armstrong. Said it's my birthday today. Oh, it's my birthday today as well. Just got in from my birthday sushi party. Happy birthday to your father. Shout out to James. Hey, this is a good day to have a birthday. It's your birthday, my dad's birthday. It's Rob, the Crypto Snob's birthday, but he has one every day. But yeah, shout out to Rob. But yeah, happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday. Hope you're having a great day. Big sushi fan over here. I don't know a lot about sushi. Like, people always say, what's your favorite kind of sushi? I'm like, I don't know. I literally like sushi enough where I kind of just either let someone else order it or I just pick randomly off the thing. And I always wind up getting too much. Let's see. Tyler said, is it still considered a fake out if it's planned? Tyler, don't worry. I always think of a way to make it unexpected. But how many times did I spin this dang wheel? 5 times. I wasn't supposed to spin it 5 times. I was supposed to spin it 4 times, but we always give you guys the extra spins. Shout out to the Mafia. We got 4 giveaways added to the list, mods. I appreciate you guys. Non-fake out, fake out TA. Shout out to Darren. But guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. Did the camera die again? Oh, no. Okay. I thought the camera died again. Oh, you know what? It wasn't set up on the screen. That was the problem. But guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Be careful of those retracements on Bitcoin to the upside. But remember, we're not looking for moonshots here. We're looking simply to come up to those short zones that we have, all the key levels we talked about, for a potential lower high to come in, and then a reversal back to the downside. That is what we're looking for. And remember, if we nuke just from where we are right now, Asia decides to dump us right as soon as I get off the live stream. You guys have those key levels to the downside and one of the confirmations. I don't recommend just trading based off divergences, but not only do you have the key levels, but you also have what we're looking for on price to indicate a bounce incoming. So with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See right here, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
AMRB's what we got.
Yeah, time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We play at the levels of Letterman jocks. Pins on the jacket, the man's abundant. The point of the road was being and rugged. Hushing, I'm planning on pants in London. The products are not being scared of some judgment. Gotta stay in the cut you off if you ain't making the cut. Couldn't tell you who the hell is behind us. You start to forget when you stay in the front of it's up. And it's up for grabs, no remorse of who I'm taking it from. Numbers I give on my scoreboard is the only form of us staying in touch, that's saying enough. It's time to receive for all of the favors I've done. Too late for y'all to switch teams, everybody getting big leagues. Product flying out the shelf, what's in store for us? Known to hit a hole in one, look at the crowd and shoulder shrug. Shots are limited, I'm scared mango with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whatever, boy, you know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles, impressive to watch. We played the levels of Letterman jazz. Shout out to Steve. The boy getting love from the harsh critics. Strides take me bi-weekly to tell me keep taking it further. You aren't finished and I gotta listen. Ain't son to believing and see that I'm actually breathing and doing it real time. Love to pull an idea out thin air, act on it and profit in real life. If we not aligned, don't present me a dotted line. Yeah, I'm a QB, but I ain't handing on nothing for someone to monetize. And it goes to the birds too. Can't give it a time if a dollar's so cut eyes. They get exhale for they added potential to be my ex. I know how to plays, I'm a seasoned vet. Yeah. Always showing up, known to hit a hole in one. Look at the crowd and shoulder shrug. Shots are limited, I'm scared mango with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whoever, boy, you know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles, impressive to watch. We played the levels of Letterman jocks. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag. Yeah.
And we're back with still no camera, guys. But hey, shout out to Ada Ace. I told you I wasn't going to leave you hanging, my bro. I told you I wouldn't leave you hanging. So let's take a quick look at Ada here before I actually sign off here. Let's go ahead and take a look. Actually, let me bring that back, right? So I assume, right, it's so hard for me to tell if this was like some kind of crazy speculative line. If this happens, then we could look for this. Or if we were saying, hey, I think this is going to happen. I think this was from probably Friday. So this was, I know this was speculative because I know what we were talking about. But what we were looking for here is, just to bring that line back, right? We were looking for, I'll even go to bar replay mode to kind of show it, right? We were looking for that daily bull div, right? We were looking for that momentum wave to come in, gave us that daily bull div, even money flow coming up, making it likely to get some kind of a push to the upside, and it never even played out. Like, that is actually maybe one of the weakest daily bull divs. It brought us up almost nothing, right? I mean, green dot printed right here. Yeah, 2.48% move. Not that nice. Not that nice. But you have invalidated any bull div that you could have hoped for, at this point. So bull div didn't really play out. Also, this more macro bull div is invalidated, at least on the 12-hour. Oh, that wasn't the daily. Yeah, this was the daily bull div. So, yeah, still very lackluster move. But you do still potentially have that. It's the same thing as Bitcoin. Right? Like, we didn't know if the daily bull div on Bitcoin was going to give us that big retracement we were looking for, which is what that arrow you saw drawn before was, like, up to here. We didn't know if that daily bull div was going to bring us up, right? Because we had those 12-hour red dots printing on Friday, which I don't know if we had that. Did we have it on Friday? Yeah. Well, on Thursday, you had the red dot. It was confirmed on Friday. But on Bitcoin, we didn't know, right? Kind of the same thing here. We didn't know if that daily, that 12-hour red dot was going to step on the bull div or if it was going to be a fake out before we moved up. But if we did get that move down, we didn't have this plan on ADA. I don't think we looked at ADA. But on Bitcoin, the plan was that if we got the move down, we would be looking for those continued bullish divergences, which, again, on Cardano, you are starting to get. Now, with these bull divs, I don't want anyone thinking, this is the 12-hour again, that's why. Now, I don't want anyone thinking that, like, I'm super bullish on these bull divs, right? Like, money flow on the daily is bearish. This is as bearish as money flow gets on the daily, right? Money flow coming straight out. This is bad. But these bull divs on the daily, although money flow is coming out, could still give us some kind of a retracement back to the upside, right? So, naturally, what I would be looking for is I would pull the fib. If this is actually our low here that we put in, I would potentially look for a local retracement into this golden pocket at about 26 cents. And if I go ahead and I pull the range here, you can see it is in somewhat of confluence with our value area high, right? Value area high 786. So this would be kind of the first area I would look. If you do get a bounce on ADA, if you get the daily bull div, which is likely not going to print, it's not going to print today, maybe tomorrow, depending on what happens, but it's likely not going to print tonight. But eventually when you get that bull div, maybe you kind of wiggle around here a little bit, right? Maybe you wiggle around, right? And then you just continue to put those bull divs in. If you get that move up, I would look for the move into this purple box, which is coming in between 0.2707 and 0.2630. That would be kind of the retracement level I would look to go into before continuing back to the downside. And from here, that would be to the value area high, a 10% move, to the golden pocket, about an 8% move. Obviously, you want to be careful around the value area low. You could be bearishly retesting that level as well before continuing back down. But again, on a daily bull div, could get back above that into this area. But these are the levels I would be looking at, right? I would even draw a rejection level on that POC value area low between 25.5 cents and 0.2533 cents. Coming down to some of these lower levels as well, or lower time frames, take a look at the 4-hour. Looking to print that green dot. However, you do not have the divergences. I wouldn't consider this a divergence, but you do have momentum kind of coming up slightly, not really. 2-hour. Yeah, there you go. Is this a bull div? Very slight bull div on your 2-hour. It's basically an exaggerated bull div. And for those of you who don't know, let me get rid of my camera here. For those of you who don't know about what an exaggerated bull div is. An exaggerated bull div is instead of, right, you have lower lows on your price action. What do you need for a bull div? You need higher lows on your momentum waves. But oftentimes, you will actually get equal lows, right? This isn't necessarily a higher low, but more of an equal low. This is still a bullish divergence. However, with it, I hate that they call them exaggerated bull divs, right? Like, I would call this a very much not exaggerated bull div. This was what I would think is the opposite of an exaggerated bull div. It's a conservative bull div because the angle is not strong on, or there is no angle on the momentum waves. But I don't make it up. I don't know who did, but it's an exaggerated bull div. And oftentimes, this can either mark just simply a bull div, or it could be a little bit of a weaker signal or even a false signal. So I don't trust these as much as I trust regular bullish divergences or ones with strong angles, but it is can still give you a move, and it is starting to give you a move here as you are printing that 2-hour green dot. So not necessarily as strong as a regular bull div, especially with money flow coming out like it is, but you could see a little bit of a bounce here. And if we do continue up on ADA, these are the levels I would be looking for those rejections at. I'm not going to read them again because I already did. You can just rewind and rehear them. I always think I repeat myself a little bit too much, forgetting that people could scrub back. But there you go, guys. That is what I'm looking at on ADA. And shout out to ADA Ace. I had to get you, bro. I told you I would not leave you hanging. But with all that being said, now that is all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I'm late for dinner with Mrs. Candelabra, who is not DZ, by the way, guys. Someone said, what does Mrs. Candle's hand smell like? Does it smell like another man's keyboard, a.k.a. DZ? Shout out to whoever said that. I forget who it was. But thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I'll see you here, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know, on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out,